unfortunately, I think that's one of the issues that we might have in the future is that when these guys get too big, I feel like there will be a time where we could get to a scenario where some companies are too big to fail because right now everyone in the country is pretty much all invested in Amazon, Google, Microsoft and all of that ecosystem, right? So if you own the S&P 500, which pretty much everyone does at this point, any hiccup on them is going to cause a massive move down in the entire market,
100%.
you know. So it's just keep in mind like so much concentration risk. It's not good. Like especially because the whole thing behind like index investing was that you were diversified, right? You were diversified in the economy. You basically got the benefit of everything going up and to the right. Even if like one or two companies they went down, all the other ones could like pick up, like because the index would rebalance itself to the correct thing. But dude, how does the index rebalance? And how does that selling pressure end when every single index is trying to sell because something happens?
It's a good question that I just don't have the answer to. And if you look at these companies right now, I can make a case that none of them are monopolies because obviously Amazon, from selling, you have Walmart, you have Target, you got Costco, you got Sam's Club, you got BJ's, you got all these companies. From an e-commerce standpoint, you have Walmart e-commerce, you got Target e-commerce, you got eBay. You have a lot of e-commerce. So are they a monopoly in cloud? No. You got Google Cloud and Azure. So Amazon is just, you can't make a monopoly argument. You can't even make a monopoly argument with Alphabet except for search. That's the only thing you can really talk about. You can't talk about advertising because of Meta and Amazon. You can't talk about streaming because Netflix. So these
Yeah.
businesses are just not really monopolies right now.
Do you worry about semiconductors and like the percentage that they are now part of like the S&P 500? Like they're notorious, like semiconductors are notoriously cyclical, right? And I'm gonna make that argument till the day I die.
It's tough
Are you?
because if you look at the companies that are in the bottom half of the S&P or even the last 100, do you really
Mhm.
want them representing more of the S&P? Especially where
Probably
that's where a
not.
lot of the churn is with them falling off of the S&P. It's a give and take.
Mm, yeah.
I mean, what
You
was
bring up.
that mattress company that fell off? It started with an L. It was a dividend king and they cut the dividend. They make the springs and everything. You don't know
Mm,
what I'm talking about, do you?
no.
Shit. Company that fell off the S&P starts with an L. They make, somebody in the chat's got to know it. They make like springs for mattresses and chairs and stuff. Come
No, I
on.
don't remember.
Leggett and Platt.
Never even heard of them.
You've never heard of Leggett and Platt?
No. I have heard of the Nifty 50. If you remember the Nifty 50 back in the day, they were like the 50 large cap companies that no one thought like would fail or
Would
anything
be
else, and then
disrupted. Yeah.
yeah, and then like it caused like in the 1970s. Yeah, right here. So in the 19 hold on, the Nifty 50 experienced significant downward move, falling not that. God damn it. 1972. That's when it happened.
I mean, let's actually look at the S&P. Let's get to the bottom of this. So
Okay.
do I want Nvidia, Alphabet, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Broadcom, Meta, Tesla at the top and representing that much? Which look, it's a lot. Nvidia is like 7-8% of the S&P. I'm not saying it's not, okay, but do we really want? You start going down. Have you even heard of half these companies? The hell's Global Life?
I'm
Like,
guessing it's an insurance company.
I mean,
The funny thing is, like, if you combine the other 490, like, I think the bottom 495, I don't think they reach even remotely the same level as these mega caps.
No.
So, yeah, go all the way up. Let's see who's the top 20. I want to see how many of them are semiconductors right now, because I mean the valuations on some of them are just
So it's
out.
Nvidia and Broadcom.
Right. Nvidia and Broadcom are 1 and 7. Where's AMD in this? AMD is 17.
Yeah.
Micron is 14.
Intel's back at 20, baby.
Ooh, yeah. Intel's 481 billion. Keep going down. Let's see where some of the other ones are. Netflix. Palantir's
Palantir 29
29.
gives me like agita.
Look at the revenue. Look, like, compare everyone else and look at their revenue.
It gives me agita. Like, okay, $4.48 billion. There is not another company in here that does not do 10 billion above them. And let's see how far you got to go down to get a single digit. Right here.
Arista
Arista
Networks.
Networks at 48. And then after
Yeah.
that, it's Apple Oven at 71.
Yeah. It is what it is, man. I mean, we have to also remember margins too, right? So
Yeah, no,
if you
I get it, but like, do I want Nvidia making up so much, or do I want like Emerson
here's my question
representing
to you.
more,
When do you think Palantir gets to $1 trillion
or
in market
Ross
cap?
Stores? Like, seriously, Ross Stores? Come on.
When does Palantir get to $1 trillion market cap?
I'm really hoping. Look, this is going to piss people off, but look, I'm going to call a spade a spade. I think they have a chance at doing it this decade. Personally, I really don't want to see it until like 2035. And that statement
Okay.
may come back to bite me, but I'm just thinking about, like, realistically, how many companies are over $1 trillion market cap right now? You look at the 11 companies and you look how much revenue they generate. I mean, I don't know.
And they're growing too, so I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, maybe 2035 is a little late, but I don't know. I don't think that a 20 billion revenue, like, I have a big problem with the SpaceX IPO. I have a really big problem with it. It's
Mhm.
really annoying the hell out of me. I think people are going to get hurt. Now, maybe they're not. Maybe a lot of people are going to come in and buy it. But $18.5 billion going public at $2 trillion, if you give them a 50% margin, oh, okay. So $9.25 billion in EBITDA at a 50% margin, they could grow their EBITDA by 10x. They're not doing what Meta does. Meta's not a $2 trillion company. And they just grew revenue 33%.
Yeah.
Like, the whole thing makes no sense with SpaceX. It's getting an Elon multiple for no reason.
Wait, Meta's not $1 trillion company?
No, they're not a $2 trillion company.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They're like